Now we're going to work on the shorter lesson of our two lessons this week, which is 4.4b and 4.5b. In 4.4, we dealt with slope-intercept form, and in 4.5, we dealt with standard form. So this is one where we're going to use both of them, but we're going to be working primarily with word problems. You're not going to be doing any graphing. You are going to be only writing equations from word problems. So let's start out with the first one. The very first linear form you learned was slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. By now we should be getting really good at this. What is slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. In this lesson, we're going to figure out what exactly slope represents and what exactly the y-intercept represents in terms of word problems. So let's start out with a word problem here. The cost y in dollars of taking a taxi x miles is y equals 2.5x plus 2. We're going to do two things. We're going to graph the equation, and then we're going to interpret the y-intercept and the slope. So let's start with this. Here's our y-intercept. So we start here. Our slope is 2.5. So I'm going to get this into a fraction form. 2.5 is 2 1/2, which is 5 over 2. So my slope is 5 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the right 2. And I'm going to run out of room, basically. So, but this would go up this way. So we're going to talk about what exactly these mean, okay? So the next page. Here is what I need you to put into your notes, please. Keys to success. You're going to put this all in there. Keys to success. Number 1, finding the constant rate of change in the question. That is our mover. That is our slope. The constant rate of change. How does the word problem change over time? That's going to be our slope. Our y-intercept, then, is the initial amount or charge. That is the beginner or the b. Here's where that m and the b came from. The plus b is our y-intercept. That means our beginner. M for the slope is our mover. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. So let's take a look at the tables down below. If I buy shirts that cost $5 each, the shirts are going to go up by 1. The cost is going to go up by $5. 5, 10, 15, 20. This would be 25, 30, 35, 40. How it changes over time, this changes by 1, this changes by 5. My slope is 5 over 1. That is how it moves. That's the slope. My y-intercept is where it starts. If I bought 0 shirts, it would cost me $0. This is the beginning point of where we were at. Miles and hours. If I filled in the miles, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. It's going up by 50s down here. The top, the hours, the x is going up by 1. 50 over 1 is 50. That's our slope. That's our m, our mover. It is going 50, up 50 each time. And sometimes it can be decreasing and going down 50. Our y-intercept, if we brought this back to 0 hours, we would go 0 miles. That is our beginning, our b, our y-intercept, however you want to call it. That's our starting point. So let's try a couple. Carla has already written 10 pages of a novel. She plans to write 15 additional pages per month until she is finished. We are going to use slope-intercept form. So we are going to use y equals mx plus b. So we'll start with y equals. How does Carla move her pages? She's writing 50 additional pages per month. That's our mover. So it's going to be 15x. She already has written 10 pages. That's her starting point, plus 10. There's our equation. Where did she start, and how much more did she write? The second question you're going to have on your homework as well, but you need to find the total number of pages written after 5 months. The 5 months goes in for the x. So y equals 15 times 5 plus 10, not equals, plus 10. 15 times 5, I believe, is 75, plus 10. She wrote 85 pages. We're not graphing it. We are just solving the equation, or writing the equation. Sorry, not solving it. Let's try another one. Write it in slope-intercept form. If you want to try it on your own, pause the video and then start it back up as soon as you have an answer. We're going to use slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Remember, b is the beginner, our y-intercept, and mx is our mover, our slope. GameWorks charges a game console fee of $15 plus $2.50 per game rented. So if you walked into the GameWorks store and you wanted to rent a game console and games, what would you have to pay right away? No games. You would have to pay that $15. So that's our starting point. Y equals mx plus b. The plus 15, you have to rent the game no matter what. Or the console, I should say. Plus $2.50 per game. There's our slope, 250x. So y equals 250x plus 15. And again, down here we can figure out the total cost. 250 times 10 games rented plus that $15 console fee. 250 times 10, I believe, is 25. Plus the console fee, I believe we would be spending $40. There's a couple problems on your homework where you're going to be solving them like that, but not all of them. So that's slope-intercept form. Now let's move to standard form. And we kind of talked about this in the last lesson. We're going to use ax plus by equals c. And remember, the one thing I told you is we have thing number 1, and we have thing number 2, and then we have a total. Those are the 3 things we're looking for here. We kind of did this one already, but we're going to go over it again just so that we've got it. And again, we have ax plus by equals c. Thing 1 plus thing 2 equals the total. You sold a total of $16 worth of tickets, so you already know where the total goes. So if we look at our tickets now, it's $4 for adults. So there's thing 1, $4 for each adult, plus students or children are $2 per child. There's our equation. Adults is thing 1, children is thing 2, total is C. Okay, we'll try one that we kind of looked at, but not really. You have $6 to spend on apples and bananas. So we have ax plus by equals c. We have $6 to spend. We know that is our total. Okay, they're already giving us x and y. So thing 1 is bananas, 60 cents a pound. So 6/10 or 60 cents, x plus apples is y. It's $1.50, $1.50, y equals 6. There is our equation. Let's try one more example. You have 2 jobs. So again, AX plus BY equals C. Here's job number 1, job number 2, and our total. Job number 1, you earn $8 for each hour X that you work as a restaurant host. So there's X, $8 for each hour as a restaurant host. Job 1. And $6 for each hour Y that you work as a hair washer. So there's job 2. Here you are going to add $6 for every hour as a hair washer. Your earnings for the pay period is $144. That's your total. So your equation, first job as a restaurant host plus your second job as a hair washer equals your total paycheck. Here is your equation. So let's see how you do. Stop the video, try these 2 problems, and then come back and see if you got them right. Oh, and I'm mixing them up. So some are slope-intercept form, some are standard form. Okay, number 1, a technician charges $75 for consultation, just flat up, plus $35 per hour. Y equals that $35 per hour plus the $75 consultation. Number 2, you are running a concession stand at the basketball game. You sell hot dogs for $1 and sodas for 50 cents. Look at that. Thing 1, thing 2. Hot dogs and sodas. At the end of the night, you made a total of $200. So hot dogs are X, sodas are Y. So we have 1X plus 1/2 Y equals, and we made a total of $200. Pause the video, try it again. Number 3, the population of Pine Bluff is 6,791 and is decreasing at a rate of 7 per year. Now, this is a big one. It is decreasing. So let's figure out what that means. It is decreasing at a rate of 7 per year. So I'm going to say a negative 7x. And the population started here, so plus 6,791. There's our equation. Be careful. Number 4, your soccer team is sponsoring a pancake dinner to raise money for a tournament. You estimate that 200 adults, X, and 250 children, Y, will attend. Look at that. Thing 1, thing 2. Write a linear equation that can be used to find out what the ticket prices are to be set as in order to raise $3,800. So here we go. Thing 1 plus thing 2 equals our total. So your homework is right below this video in GoFormative, 1 through 15. Pay attention to the questions. And all you have to do is type in the equation. Let me know if you have questions, and good luck.